You get to choose a life with magic or a life without. I choose magic. Hey there, it's Deb D, founder of Big Life Magic, and this is You Are the Magic, the show that is supporting you in practical magic. This is that beautiful mix between the woo and the how to. For if it's true that you are the magic, what do you need to know about the magic within you? And then what are you going to do about that magic? That's what You Are the Magic is all about. Through storytelling, magic activations, and energy forecasts, I'm going to be sharing with you why you are the magic and then what you're going to do about it so that you can move closer to getting your version of big life magic. So here we are, my friends. Breathe it in, believe it to be true. Smile. You are the magic. Let's do this thing. Hey there. It's me, Deb D, your host, and we are together here in You Are the Magic. Together again and settling in for episode number 4. What a delight to be with you again and to deepen our journey into not only what is magic, but what's that got to do with you? So far, we've journeyed through what is magic, what's our intuition and our soul voice, and how do we channel this? And then I was tuning in with, okay, so the train's left the station, we're on the journey now, and I had a sense, oh, let's go there next. And then I hear clearly, no, that's not the next station. And because I am somebody who's committed to an intuitive, lived, loved life, I got to listen. No, we're not going in that direction. But where are we going today? Where we're going today is the station of me and one of my master teachers. For what I heard when I tuned in was this. Okay, so you've been on the journey with those tuning in, but maybe they're a little bit curious about you. Who is Deb D as the spiritual teacher and energy guide? And I thought, yeah, I think that's right. I think that intuitive hit is right. It's time to open up and share a little bit more about my journey in the hope that it inspires you to reflect on your own, because we're all on our own spiritual journeys. We're going to talk about that today. But you know what? And this happens to me often. I tune in with, okay, right, I can hear that intuitive message. It's time for me to step forward and share a little bit more about me. I can say yes to that. And then all upon a sudden, almost immediately, come to sit right next to me is one of my master teachers. And so I'm like, okay, I see what's going on here. We're going to share this space together. And it makes so much sense to me because this master teacher that you're going to meet today, through the stories and the lessons that I'm going to share with you, has been absolutely instrumental in my spiritual journey. Some people have already met this master teacher. For some people, lucky you get to meet this teacher today. But let's all just breathe in for yourself, because this is You Are the Magic. So let's breathe in for you. Spirituality, it's deeply personal. We're all on our own journeys. And yeah, we're here with others journeying with us, but our journeys are so unique. They're like soul deep, just you on the journey. So just breathing in, I'm on my own journey, and along the way, I'm meeting with people and communities and groups and, in some lucky chapters, some teachers. Because this spiritual journey, so much of it is personal, about what you're learning for your soul, but we're not actually designed to do it alone. So we do find ourselves gravitating or being introduced and invited into different groups and communities. So, classic example here is the church, the temple, or the mosque that you visit or have had experience with being a member of at any point in your spiritual journey. That's a place where not only are you with others who are also learning with you, there's master teachers there. Or there's spaces like the Big Life Magic Makers, the virtual community inside Big Life Magic, where there's magic curious people. We all come together online and we're all learning and growing together. But each and every person is on their own spiritual path there. And I'm going to call it. I think it's the meditation class, the yoga class. Hey, it could be your book club. If you're in a book club and you're having some soul-stirring conversations and there's some deep connections between you and others in the book club, I'm going to say this is also a part of your spiritual practice. And why? Because is it stirring your spirit inside you? Is it feeding your soul, that meditation class, that time in the temple, that great discussion last week in the book club? So we're on our own journey. We're often journeying with others in spaces, places, communities, and groups. And when we're lucky, we meet a master teacher. How do you recognize this master teacher? A master teacher is the game changer. They're the person who absolutely change you from the inside out. They're either teaching you something or showing and sharing something with you that changes your understanding of yourself, your spirit, your soul. Or they're literally changing you and you're moving in a new direction because of their influence or their impact on your life, or both. A master teacher changes the game, your soul game. Because remember, it's actually all about you, because you are the magic. And one of my master teachers, because hey, I've had the great privilege of meeting more than one master teacher in this life. I'm going to put it out here now. I'm open for more. If there's any more master teachers that want to come my way, I am open. But one of my favorite master teachers, and stand out, my favorite human ever, is my son, Sage Joseph Driscoll. An absolute standout master teacher in my life. On the 3rd of May 2002, I strut into the Women's Hospital in Melbourne, Australia, and announced to anyone and everyone who would listen that today I am having a baby. It's the 3rd of May. I know it's happening because I'm having a medically induced labour. And I've chosen the 3rd of May because 3 is one of my favourite numbers. And oh my God, isn't this all aligned? The 3rd of May, I'm having a baby today. Sage Joseph Driscoll is born on the 5th of May 2002. And he delivers his first lesson. Patience, Mum. You can't rush. No need, do not push forward. It's not on your timeline. Yeah, it's not on our timeline, my friends. It's actually divine timing. This is when I've really learnt this first lesson around divine timing. And it's continued to show up in my life. It's not our timeline. It's divine time in that interaction and play and co-creation between us and the universe and everything that needs to align for our big, beautiful lives. First lesson from Sage, it's not your timeline, Mum. It's divine timing, and maybe you should work on your patience. Now, I get the timeline. I've been jiggy with that for a while now. Patience, admittedly, I'm still working on that. And there's more lessons here. Even as I start to share, start to kind of inspire within yourself, who in my life has been a master teacher? What lessons have I learned through somebody? And it doesn't have to be somebody with the designated title. Like my son, Sage Driscoll, he was my son and a master teacher. Why? Because he was a game changer. So what I want to share with you now are 3 key lessons that I learned through my life, inspired by my connection with Sage and being his mother. 2 of them are direct, 1 is indirect, because this is also what happens when we're working with master teachers. They change not only what's happening within us and in the dynamic with the teacher, but actually what's happening around our world. And each of these lessons I've chosen because the lesson is universal for us all. You're on your own soul path, but there's some universal lessons for all souls. The first time I clicked in with Sage being my master teacher, he was about 4. We're sitting on some wooden stairs and we're playing the old maid card game. It's the card game where you've got matching pairs of cards and you play to get the pair to win the hand. So you've got the match of the old maid matches the old maid, the butcher matches the butcher. And we're playing this game, sitting on these wooden stairs, and the witch card is turned over. And without missing a beat, Sage looks up to me and says, "Look, Mum, it's you." Now, I had never said out loud to Sage, or actually to anybody else, "Hi, I'm a witch." But this is what 4-year-old Sage saw in me. And I believe that it was the first time I felt really seen in this life. That's also another way that you can feel that you're in the presence of a master teacher, because they do seek to really see you. And you do have this experience of feeling seen, and in this being fully seen and fully allowed to be yourself, this is where we're in the perfect environment to grow and expand. So this is when I believe I came online with like understanding, oh, this kid is here to teach me a lot. He sees me. And as shared, some of these lessons were direct from Sage and some of them were indirect. Like this lesson, a lesson about souls. In the years that Sage was 3, 4, 5, I worked at the I Am Well shop. It was a health and wellness clinic with 3 different treatment rooms that had a rotation of practitioners. So there was a whole team of us working on different days. Some people were in health, wellness, and some people were in spiritual practice and healing. And for me, this was a massive playground. I was learning through being the practitioner, but I was really enjoying the learning of being with the other practitioners. And there's one practitioner in particular, she's a spiritual healer, and her name is Kerry. Kerry is older than me and has the energy of an elder. She's completely grounded and has this energy of being generous, but at the same time, very aware and in her own energy and power. She's not leaking out anywhere, completely grounded. And I would gravitate towards Kerry on the days that we were working together because I loved to learn from her. On this day, we're outside the I Am Well shop because the sun is beautiful. And we're there with the sun like beaming down on us. And it's a beautiful day, but I'm not in beautiful energy. I'm anxious, I've got some angst, and I'm angry. And I'm kind of ranting to Kerry about what I need to fix. Sage's father walked out the night I told him that I was pregnant. And so now, sustained for years, I have been in fix-it mode. I need to fix this before it breaks my son. I need to fix this to get the justice that my son and I deserve. And we're years into this story now, and I have not found any fix or justice, but I have found like a turning up of this anxiety and this anger. And Kerry's listening, basking in the sun. And then she turns to me and she says, "Why is it your job to fix it?" And for me, that was obvious. I'm Sage's mother. This is my job. And she said, "No, but what about your soul? Is it your soul's job to fix it? And what about his soul, Sage's soul? What about Sage's father's soul? Is it your job to fix all those souls?" And I'd never seen this story playing out in my life through the lens of simply the soul journey. And Kerry went on to share with me, she said, "Maybe back away, Deborah, because by trying to fix it, what you're potentially doing is taking a lesson for any of these souls involved off the table. And that's actually not fixing anything. That's creating a mess." And so I started to see this opening up of, oh, maybe I could just let this go and let Sage's father figure out his own soul lesson about this. And I could trust Sage as a soul to understand this. And really my task here was not to fix anything, but to pay attention to what my soul was learning. Why did my soul choose to be Sage's mum? Why was it just the two of us in our beautiful family? That's when things started to really open up for me in terms of understanding we can never fix anybody else. And if we try, it's actually a great disservice. And Sage deepened this lesson for me. Because over the years, as I would ask him about, "You got any questions about your father?" he was like, "No." And what Sage taught me over the years is he put his focus on the love that was in his life, the people present who he knew loved him. Me, his grandmother, his aunts, his cousins. He didn't focus on the love that wasn't there. So a Sage lesson for us all. It is not our job to fix any soul. And what about if we see maybe the soul isn't broken? The soul is just learning. And what we are to do is to focus on our own soul journey. Because as shared, we're all on our own unique path. And yeah, different souls are going to bump up against you and bring lessons your way. But we all know it, that feeling when we move towards trying to fix another. It never really works, does it? Turning our focus onto our own soul and our own journey is actually the way. So Sage and I journey together, and we both grow up. I grow up more in my spiritual practice, and Sage grows up to becoming a famous inventor. By the time Sage is 10, he is absolutely convinced that he is a famous inventor. And this has been sustained now for a couple of years. It was about when he was 8 that he decided he was a famous inventor. And now he's 10 and the volume has been turned up. He has designed and redesigned his inventor lab. He's got clear inventions that he wants to work on. All he's waiting to do is to finish school so he can get into that lab. He is convinced I am a famous inventor. And as his mother, I am connected to fear. Sage's heart is going to break when this dream doesn't come true. So my job as his mother is to maybe just start to bring some reality in and tease away from this absolute belief. So I start to challenge. I start to ask Sage some questions about his life as a famous inventor and how things are going to work out. And it's not always immediate, but it always arrives. Sage knows the answer to every question that I have. And as I'm listening to the answers, I'm like, well, actually, that could work out in that direction. Actually, he's right. And there's one day where Sage comes to me and he has detailed answers to some questions and queries I had about his life as a famous inventor, because I'm still trying to convince him that maybe he should just step away from the dream a little bit. And Sage comes with his very detailed, concise answers to every single objection and challenge I presented. And in that moment, I realize, oh, this is not about me trying to help Sage. Sage is actually helping me. I'm connected to fear and it's not needed here. I could let the fear go. I could, like Sage, believe in his dream. And so I did. I let the fear go, and that's the day that I became the mother of a famous inventor. And the Sage lesson here, believe in your impossible dreams. You don't necessarily need to know all the details around how it's going to come true, but it's definitely not going to come true if you don't believe in it. To believe in our impossible dreams. Sage lesson number 2. Now for our third lesson, this one was hard learned. On the 3rd of April 2013, I woke to a new day and Sage did not. 1 month before his 11th birthday, Sage unexpectedly died. When I went to go wake him in the morning, he was already gone. His heart had stopped and his spirit and soul had taken flight. An absolute, devastating day in my life, but also the day that cracked open a whole new journey for my life and my soul. And there's so many stories to tell here about Sage's death, and all of them you can listen to me share or read through my memoir, A Series of Surrenders. I'm going to link it all below for everybody if you're interested in that, because there's so many amazing, beautiful lessons. But the lesson that I felt important to share today is this. The key lesson in Sage's death is it is actually all about love. It really is. See, up until Sage's death, I had read a lot of spiritual texts and self-help books and been in the discussions where it all comes down to yes, and it's all about love. And I was still wanting more. Yeah, really? Is that it? Is there not more at play here? And by being with the devastation of my broken heart at Sage's death, and then my repair from my big life loss to my big life magic, that's where I went on the journey of actually understanding what this message really means. About it really is actually all about love. And more than that, love never dies. The same as our soul never dies, our love never dies. It simply shifts and transforms. Because Sage has now been passed for 10 years, but he is still so present in my life, and our love has grown. Love reaches beyond borders that are real and unreal. They reach beyond earthbound and back into spirit. And it's the love that is actually the connective tissue for souls. And it's the love that your soul is actually seeking. Sage lesson number 3, it's all about love. Now, love is such a huge playground that I promise there will be more episodes where we dive further into this. Because how did I get from this place of, I used to be the person who was like, someone would say all about love and I'd kind of get a little bit of vomit in the back of my throat. I'd be like, what, really? To now being the person who's like, Yeah, love is the leader and magic is your guide. So there's going to be more as we journey together in You Are the Magic. I'm going to share more about this. But let's all anchor in these 3 lessons, these 3 sage lessons, with the bonus lesson, of course, at the birth. You cannot rush. Be patient, because it's all happening in divine timing. And when we are in the groove of the divine timing, we can know that really our job is to focus on our soul lessons. What are we learning? Not what do we need to teach or fix in another. It is actually all about you and your soul. Lesson number 2, believe in your impossible dream. Believe it. Believe it so deeply that it is without doubt that it's going to come true. And lesson number 3, at the end of it all and through it all, it's all about love, because it is. So my friends, welcome to the playground where Sage lives in spirit and continues to share with me lessons in love and soul journeys. More of that will be shared because you're all now introduced to one of my master teachers, my son Sage, now in spirit. And through me, you can see my spiritual journey. It's been amazing and magical, and I've had so many wonderful experiences, and some of them have been completely devastating. And I believe that's true for all of us in our soul journey. We have our big life losses and we have our big life magic, and it's all at play in divine timing. It's all at service to your soul. It's all about bringing your dreams to life, and it's actually all about love. Breathe it in, anchor in. What does all of this mean for you? Where are these lessons turning up in your life? Have they already been delivered by a master teacher? Is there a teacher currently in your life, or a teacher from the past? We do bump up against these amazing people who share with us exactly what we need to know at the point that you're at on your journey. So be open to it. The same as I share, be open to the magic in you, be open to the magic all around you. Be open to that magical moment when you meet a master teacher, because they come in many forms. So my friends, as we do, I'm going to dedicate this episode, surprise, surprise, I dedicate this episode to my son, Sage Joseph Driscoll, the famous inventor who from spirit over the last 10 years has not only been a teacher to me, but a teacher to so many through my writing, my speaking, and my teaching. Again, if you want to know more about Sage, you can read any of the stories on the Big Life Magic website, because he's featured there a lot. There's so many lessons and amazing moments. Or you can read or listen through an audible audiobook, a series of surrenders, where you go further into the journey of me and my development as a spiritual teacher and energy guide, and Sage and our beautiful life together, and our life beyond his death, and our continued love story. So for you, dedicating this moment for you and the teachers in your life, the love in your life, the dreams in your life, and the divine timing when all of that, the love and the dream, clicks in and your big life magic gets a little bit closer. My friends, what a delight to be with you again. Stay tuned, because next week we're going to journey with the moon. And then the week after that, I introduce you to another amazing person in my life and give honor to them. But for now, smile, breathe it in. It's true. It's absolutely true. There's you, my friend. It's you. You are the magic. Thanks for sharing your time and your magic with me in the latest episode of You Are the Magic. I hope that you can take some of what we shared today into your everyday and activate that magic for you. Ways that you can stay connected beyond You Are the Magic is by joining the Big Life Magic Makers, the virtual community, or connecting directly with me to explore how can I activate magic by working one-on-one with Deb D, because that is possible. And at the moment, as we are seeing out 2023 and getting ready to invite 2024, there is a special offer for all magic makers called Build Your Bridge. It's a 3-session package where together you and I will build your bridge from 2023 to 2024. It's super fun, practical magic, the woo of you plus the how-to and moving towards your big life magic. I invite you to be curious about the magic in you and stay connected to me, the Big Life Magic Makers, and the magic in and all around you. Breathe it in now, my friend, because it's true. It is you. It is you that is the magic. Big love.